What's aquaponics and so how exactly does it work? Aquaponics is a mix of the aquaculture, growing fish, and hydroponics, growing soilless plants, system that mutually benefits both environments. Aquaponics will not use any chemicals and requires only 1/10 of the water that might be had a need to grow plants in the garden or field. In addition, it only requires a fraction of the water that's useful for fish culture, aquaculture. The waste stated in the fish tanks is treated by natural bacteria that converts the waste, ammonia largely, into nitrite and into nitrate first. The fish waste absorbed by plants is pumped to a biofilter system as a nutrient solution for growing the plants, grow bed. The only real external input to the machine is food for the fish. Both operational systems complement one another as an individual unit, much less separate units. After the system is made, the water stays balanced and remains superior pH. The water is recycled with handful of water added weekly to pay for what's lost by the evaporation. Do you know the great things about an aquaponics system? An aquaponics system can produce vegetables and catch the group family consumption all of the year round. Removes the backbreaking task of digging in an average vegetable garden. There is absolutely no weeding necessary. No dependence on extra chemical nutrients or fertilizers in a standard garden necessarily. Reduces the usage of pesticides in the garden. Reduction in the quantity of water needed, generally only had a need to top up because of evaporation. Eliminates waste material needing to be discarded as they are used to fertilize the plants. What plants shall grow in an aquaponics system? There are numerous plants which are ideal for any aquaponics system, including salad and vegetables, etc. The major group that can't be grown are root vegetables. An excellent guide would be to learn which above-ground plants grow in your unique section of the country. It really is worth trying them in your aquaponics system then. In general, it's been discovered that plants in virtually any aquaponics system, with the nutrients from the fish, grow considerably faster than plants in a normal garden. The most typical plants grown within an aquaponics system are green and herbs, leaf vegetables and salad. Other plants such as, for example, tomatoes, cucumber, chilies, peas, etc. could be grown. Herbs like basil, parsley, watercress, sage, etc. are perfect for the aquaponics system. It is usually worth trying all of your favorite plants, and you also could be amazed by the outcomes. What fish are best for an aquaponics garden? Tilapia is among the most typical fish to be utilized in an aquaponics garden, but there are numerous other types based on whether you need them to be for food or simply to supply nutrients for the growing vegetables. Such fish as silver perch, true, catfish, goldfish, bass, bream, etc. shall all provide nutrients for the aquaponics garden. What fish food do I want? The kind of fish food will greatly be determined by the kind of fish you're using in your aquaponics garden. It is usually recommended that you discover out whatever you can concerning the particular kind of fish by either going on Google or investing in a book about them. The sort and level of food may also be determined by the quantity of output you'll expect from the aquaponics garden. What factors determine an effective aquaponics garden? The initial and key in having an effective aquaponics garden would be to make sure that the fish are maintained in a wholesome state. All fish need oxygen to survive and flourish, and an excellent aeration system is vital therefore. The temperature of the water is quite crucial for fish to survive also. Any abnormal fall or rise in temperature could cause problems to the fish. It must be checked to see what temperature is optimum for the sort of fish you have. The pH of the water ought to be between 7 to 7.5, which is neither alkaline or acid. If the pH rises or falls, then it is vital that the reason ought to be quickly rectified. This may be that the fish are increasingly being overfed and the uneaten fish food is decomposing and collecting in the bottom of the aquarium. Both macronutrients and micronutrients are crucial for the plants to cultivate within an aquaponics garden. Many of these nutrients result from the fish waste, which is a total result of the fish eating the fish food. Plants need these nutrients to cultivate, and if there's any shortage of nutrients, then there exists a possibility that the plants won't taste nearly as good or grow as fast. Testing the water at regular intervals will make sure that you will correct any problems a long time before they will have had any possibility to do any real damage. It could tell you if the fish is being fed by you an excessive amount of, when there is sufficient oxygen in the water, if it's at the proper temperature, etc. What water may be used in the aquaponics garden? Although both fresh water and salt water may be used in the aquaponics garden, the most typical is fresh water. Using salt water would limit the true number of different plants it is possible to grow. If you are using tap water, it must be checked for chlorine content, which removed before adding fish. The clearer the water, the simpler it'll be to help keep a watchful eye on the fish and any buildup of any sediment in the bottom of the aquarium. Does the aquaponics garden have to be situated indoors? An aquaponics garden could be set up indoors or outdoors in the backyard. If it's set up either in a greenhouse, garage, or inside your home even, you should have the added advantage for the reason that it'll be protected from the elements. If it's set up outdoors, then it will need to deal with rain, snow, and also hot sunshine, which will make it uncomfortable for the development and fish of the plants. Having it indoors will make it more costly, with added heating and lighting, etc., but providing you a more controlled atmosphere. Can the aquaponics garden be run as a spare time activity? The great thing about aquaponics gardening is that it could be adapted to any size you need, from the backyard system to a little indoor aquarium where you currently have several goldfish. Aquaponics gardening gets the advantage of as an ideal hobby for either young children, people who venture out to work, or the retired. You may make it use up just as much of your energy as you need and develop it from what hard work you would like to devote to it. It really is probably the most creative hobbies for children, for the reason that it teaches them about caring for fish and how food is produced. Just how much work is involved with running an aquaponics garden? After the aquaponics garden is established, there is hardly any that should be done to help keep it running in a viable state. The initial job would be to feed the fish. This must be done at least one time a full day. Checking that the aeration system correctly is working. This rarely needs any attention, so when long as an excellent blast of bubbles are rising to the top, it must be okay. Planting your bulbs or seeds and checking they are growing. Harvesting produce when it's ready. Testing the water at regular intervals to make sure that the pH is satisfactory. Topping up the water as necessary. Learn how to make your own aquaponics system, step by step, by visiting our website. Please don't forget to subscribe and leave your comments below. Thanks for watching our video.